Chapter 1: Urban Myth Origins. In a dimly lit room, filled with the soft glow of computer screens and scattered notes, Ava and Lee sat side by side, excitement bubbling in the air. The atmosphere was electric as they brainstormed ideas for their next vlog episode. Ava's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. She had always been drawn to the unknown, eager to explore uncharted territories of content. Scrolling through various forums and vlogs, something peculiar caught her attention. Titled "The Hidden Rooms of YouTube," piqued her curiosity. He leaned closer to the screen, heart racing as she read about urban legends surrounding forbidden content buried deep within the platform. Tales spoke of strange videos that could evoke intense feelings of dread or euphoria, content so captivating yet dangerous that it left viewers forever changed. Glanced at Ava, skepticism etched across his face. Intrigued but cautious, ever the voice of reason in their duo. Urban myths were thrilling, but they often danced dangerously close to the edge of reality and fiction. Ennard had warned them about those who ventured too far into such mysteries without regard for consequences. Ava was relentless in her pursuit of knowledge and adventure. He continued digging deeper into the threads, filled with chilling anecdotes from those who claimed to have encountered these hidden rooms themselves. Eager whispers circulated among users describing how they accessed cursed videos that led them down spirals of paranoia and fear. He shared these tales with Lee, recounting stories of individuals who faced bizarre occurrences after viewing certain clips, objects moving on their own, dreams filled with unsettling imagery that felt all too real. Each tale only fueled her desire to uncover more about this lurking enigma within YouTube's depths. An eyebrow as he listened intently. While he found amusement in such urban legends, he couldn't shake off an uneasy feeling creeping up his spine. Easy for curiosity to morph into obsession, a fine line they must tread carefully upon. They delved further into the mythos surrounding these secret rooms. Ava stumbled upon a name, a popular vlogger named Max, who claimed first-hand experience with one of these elusive places. His videos were riddled with warnings and eerie encounters that sent shivers down viewers' spines. Ava's heart raced at the thought of reaching out to him for insights on their findings. He was skeptical, but couldn't deny that there was something compelling about exploring this rabbit hole together, a journey filled with potential thrills alongside risk waiting just beneath the surface. In that moment, surrounded by flickering lights and whispered secrets echoing through cyberspace, a pact formed between them. They would seek out Max and dive deeper into this captivating world, where shadows danced around illuminated screens, the essence of mystery woven tightly within every story waiting to be told. Ava sat in her dimly lit room, the glow of her computer screen casting an ethereal light over her eager face. Beside her, his arms crossed tightly against his chest as he watched Ava type furiously. He had just messaged Max, the conspiracy theorist who claimed to have ventured into the depths of YouTube's hidden room. The anticipation hung thick in the air like fog rolling over a midnight lake. Minutes felt like hours as they awaited a response. Ava's heart raced with curiosity and excitement. She yearned to unravel the mystery that surrounded these uncharted territories within their favorite platform. On the other hand, glanced nervously at the clock ticking away on the wall, each second amplifying his anxiety about what lay ahead. Finally, a notification pinged on Ava's screen. Max's message, brief but promising. "Meet me tomorrow night at 10 p.m. at the old bridge." Ran down Ava's spine. It was a place rumored to be haunted itself, adding another layer of intrigue to their already dangerous quest. The next evening, cloaked in darkness and armed with nothing but their phones and an insatiable thirst for discovery, they made their way to the old bridge. They approached. Shadows danced beneath flickering streetlights while whispers of wind echoed through empty spaces. Hesitated at the bridge's entrance. Something about this felt wrong. Ava turned to him with determination sparkling in her eyes. Despite Ali's apprehensions and warnings echoing in his mind like haunting melodies, he followed her lead because he knew how much this meant to her. Reached the bridge. Figure emerged from the shadows, a tall silhouette draped in an oversized hoodie that concealed most of their features. It was Max. He greeted them with a cautious nod before leading them away from prying eyes into an alcove nearby, where dim moonlight barely illuminated their faces. Axe wasted no time sharing his experiences with them, the unsettling videos he stumbled upon, and how they instilled deep feelings of paranoia within him. He described how after viewing those videos, he'd often feel as though unseen eyes were tracking his every move. Strange sounds filled his nights while sleep eluded him altogether. Intently while keeping one eye on Ava as she absorbed every word with rapt attention, her eagerness growing by leaps and bounds, while he felt more weighed down by foreboding thoughts than ever before. With urgency lacing his voice, Max urged them not to take this lightly. He warned them that delving too deep could invite unwanted consequences. Unseen forces guarding secrets best left untouched might react violently against those who sought them out. Merely smiled back at Max. Her adventurous spirit would not be stifled by fear alone. He expressed gratitude for what he shared, but revealed that curiosity burned brighter than any cautionary tale could extinguish. They wrapped up their clandestine meeting under moonlit skies, filled with swirling clouds above their minds thrumming with endless possibilities. They agreed to embark on this unpredictable journey together. Ava driven by ambition and exploration, while he reluctantly clung onto reason amidst rising tides of uncertainty inside him. Following day dawned bright yet ominous. Both friends met again at Ava's home, planning strategy for their adventure into YouTube's enigmatic realm. But it was clear already that things would not remain simple for long. Chapter 5. First encounter. The glow of the computer screens illuminated Ava's face as she and Ellie huddled closer. Anticipation crackling in the air. Hours of searching had led them to this moment, a culmination of whispered legends and foreboding tales. Unlisted video titled The Whisperer had surfaced, hidden among layers of the ordinary yet beckoning like a siren's call. Trembling fingers, Ava clicked on the link. The video began to play. An unsettling static filled their small room, making the hairs on the back of Ellie's neck stand on end. Were distorted. Flickering images danced erratically across the screen while low whispers swirled around them, echoes that seemed to come from nowhere yet everywhere at once. Ava felt a chill creep down her spine as she tried to focus on what was being shown. Shadows twisted and contorted within fleeting frames, a figure barely visible yet undeniably present, lurking just out of sight. A voice that accompanied it was soft yet commanding, weaving through their minds like smoke curling into dark corners. Stood uneasily beside her, glancing at her with wide eyes that reflected both intrigue and fear. He felt drawn in, but resisted an internal struggle brewing as he weighed curiosity against caution. Each word spoken by the whispering entity felt like it was reaching into his thoughts, probing and questioning. Ava gasped as another visual anomaly erupted on screen, her own reflection distorted within the chaos of colors and shadows. Brief yet jarring enough to send a wave of nausea washing over her. He noticed too. His heart raced as he muttered under his breath about needing to stop this madness before they ventured too far. But there was something captivating about it all for Ava, a magnetic pull urging her deeper into this strange realm they had unwittingly entered. He wanted answers. Each second spent watching felt like unlocking a door to secrets long buried beneath layers of digital silence. They continued watching. Bizarre glitches became more frequent, the audio overlapping itself, until it became an incomprehensible murmur that vibrated through the walls surrounding them. Live, it felt sentient, as if something beyond their understanding thrummed just beyond their grasp. Then came the whispers again, chilling tendrils winding around them like fog creeping along a forest floor. They spoke in fragmented phrases laced with warnings that echoed through time, truths best left undiscovered, paths leading only to darkness, voices yearning for release. That moment, everything changed. Their devices flickered violently before plunging into silence, leaving behind only an oppressive stillness that hung heavy in the air between them. Disbelief and dread. Ava turned to Ellie, who seemed lost in thought, a storm brewing behind his eyes as he wrestled with what they just witnessed together. Was this merely a trick of technology, or something far more sinister? Unsettled by their encounter with the Whisperer, they shared an uneasy glance filled with questions neither dared voice aloud just yet, the line between reality and fiction rapidly blurring before their very eyes. Deep within themselves lay uncharted territory, where fear collided head-on with insatiable curiosity. This eerie experience would be only the beginning. Chaos would soon unravel in ways neither could foresee, as consequences unfurled from that fateful moment, a descent into madness fueled by whispers lingering long after they'd walked away from their screens. In the following days, unfurled around Ava and Ili. Eerie whispers from the video titled The Whisperer lingered in their minds, casting a shadow over their waking lives. Each night brought nightmares filled with fragmented images of twisting shadows and ghostly figures, images that felt like a warning lingering just out of reach. Ava's curiosity only deepened with each passing hour. He combed through every detail about the hidden rooms, documenting everything meticulously for her vlog. Yet, Ali's unease grew heavier. He couldn't shake off the feeling that they were being watched. His nights turned restless as paranoia seeped into his thoughts, filling him with dread at every creak in the house or flickering light. While scrolling through online forums once more, Ava stumbled upon an unsettling post by Max. He detailed a chilling encounter he had while attempting to access another unlisted video that hinted at the Whisperer's true nature. It spoke of those who had vanished after seeking forbidden knowledge, a warning she could not ignore. With Ili reluctantly beside her, they decided to reach out to Max again for guidance on how to confront this looming darkness that seemed to encroach upon their lives. They met him at a cafe tucked away from prying eyes, where whispered conversations blended into the ambience of clinking cups and hushed laughter. Max listened intently as Ava recounted their experiences since viewing the Whisperer. Somber expression settled over his face, revealing traces of concern etched within his features. He leaned closer to them and spoke softly, urging caution. The deeper they delved into these mysteries, the more perilous it became. He revealed what he had learned. The Whisperer was said to guard knowledge best left undiscovered, an enigmatic figure entangled in tales woven across countless threads, hidden beneath layers of forgotten videos on YouTube's platform. Those who encountered the Whisperer often faced dire consequences. Many felt drawn irrevocably toward darkness until they lost themselves entirely. Ava's determination surged as she hung on to every word Max shared. Something about uncovering this truth ignited a fire within her spirit. Remained silent but visibly troubled. Shadows danced behind his eyes as if reflecting doubt stirring deep within him. Dusk began its descent outside the cafe window. Ava proposed a plan to confront the Whisperer directly by searching for another video stream rumored to reveal more about its origins and purpose. Both men exchanged uneasy glances. It was clear this venture held significant risks, but also immense potential for revelation. Reluctantly agreeing to accompany her one last time, before she dove headfirst into danger alone. Rode Ava down winding paths illuminated only by distant streetlights flickering like stars, lost in an endless night sky, each step echoing with anticipation mixed with trepidation swirling heavily around them. After hours of searching online and battling uncertainty clawing at his resolve, Ava finally found it. Obscure link leading them straight into yet another unlisted realm deep inside YouTube, a digital abyss filled with disorienting visuals that made reality warp before their eyes as they clicked through screens bathed in shadows, threatening to consume them whole. A moment she clicked play on the new video titled Confronting the Unknown. Unsettling silence enveloped them. Both it felt like stepping beyond thresholds previously untouched, where echoes morphed into whispers cascading all around like muted symphonies playing just out of earshot, filling empty spaces between breaths until tension grew unbearable enough to cut through skin itself. And suddenly two figures appeared on screen, their outlines blurred yet familiar somehow, as if trapped between realms known only by those chosen few willing enough or perhaps foolish enough to step closer toward illumination concealed. Darkness lurking behind each frame. And pulsating rhythms thrummed steadily beneath distant chimes, ringing eerily throughout hollow chambers surrounding ancient ruins crumbled long ago, all while haunting voices called out names long forgotten, begging silently for release. From eternal bindings holding tight against tethered souls lost amid twisted timelines spiraling endlessly onward forever. And it was then Ava caught sight of something moving within pixels, dancing across screens, a presence weaving itself among fractals forming patterns endlessly interlocking together, creating barriers, meant solely for seekers daring push forward against all odds, discovering truths hidden deep beneath surface illusions crafted carefully over lifetimes spent. Aimlessly, without direction or purpose, and inhaling sharply amidst escalating adrenaline coursing through veins, electrifying senses, heightened beyond comprehension now. They pressed forward, determined to unveil whatever lay waiting ahead. And yet unbeknownst to them both a choice loomed ever nearer. Abandon this quest that beckoned irresistibly towards dark corners unexplored, or embrace what awaited, knowing full well consequences might reshape realities forevermore, as questions lingered unanswered, drifting alongside silhouettes fading to obscurity, once again lost amidst murky depth, calling forth secrets better left untouched. Chapter 8. A final choice. In the dim glow of Ava's room, shadows danced across the walls, remnants of the chaos that had enveloped their lives since watching the Whisperer. Oppressive silence blanketed the space, suffocating yet strangely comforting. Ava sat at her desk, fingers hovering over the keyboard as she contemplated what lay ahead. Restlessly nearby, his brow furrowed with worry. A tension between them crackled like static electricity. They had witnessed too many uncanny occurrences that twisted reality into something unrecognizable. Objects in their homes moved inexplicably. Dreams haunted by distorted images plagued their nights. The weight of paranoia settling heavily on his chest as he wrestled with doubts about his own sanity. Heart thudded in her chest, a war raging within her. Curiosity continued to pull her toward the abyss while caution whispered for her to retreat. He recalled Max's words about unseen forces, guarding knowledge best left undiscovered, a warning echoing persistently in her mind. She turned to Ali. She saw fear etched onto his face. It mirrored her own internal struggle. His voice broke through the heavy silence, filled with urgency and concern about what they had delved into, an invitation to darkness that could lead them astray. He was no longer just a passive observer in this chilling tale. She felt transformed by it all, a vessel yearning for truth, despite its horrific implications. Each story shared, and each eerie encounter only stoked the flames of determination burning inside her soul. He recalled how close they'd come to understanding the Whisperer, the mysteries hidden behind layers of digital folklore, tantalizingly out of reach. Surrendering now would mean giving up not only on their quest but also on herself, a thought so unbearable that it ignited resolve within her once more. With a deep breath, Ava voiced what lingered at the forefront of her mind. Perhaps embracing uncertainty was part of uncovering such secrets, a gamble worth taking even if it meant facing unimaginable consequences head-on. This met hers, an unspoken understanding passed between them as he recognized this shift within Ava's spirit, an adventurous flame reigniting where doubt once lingered. They gathered their resolve and prepared for one final plunge into darkness, ready to confront the Whisperer again, but this time equipped with newfound courage forged from shared experiences, and fierce loyalty standing tall against unseen. It's lurking nearby. They reconnected with Max online, sharing intentions for another venture into YouTube's enigmatic depths. Both felt an electric charge fill the air around them, a promise echoing through uncertainty still looming ahead. Countdown began. The clock ticked relentlessly toward inevitable confrontation, where whispers echoed louder than ever before. Ruths waiting anxiously behind veils shrouded in secrecy. Paths leading closer toward an answer, intertwined with perilous choices threatening everything they held dear, just as they prepared themselves for what awaited beyond. Illuminated screens cloaked in shadows lurking beneath surfaces. Unseen, a final choice loomed before them. Abandon their quest or embrace whatever dark revelations awaited beyond that threshold, marked by curiosity fused tightly with dread. In hushed anticipation mingling fear with exhilaration, they reached out together towards infinity. Tendrils of whispers wrapped around them, lingering long after everything else fell silent. Chapter 7. Finding the Whisperer, in the dim light of her room, sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by a chaotic array of notes, printouts, and glowing screens. Her heart raced with anticipation as she prepared to embark on what could be the most pivotal moment of her journey, a confrontation with the Whisperer. flickered nearby, his brow furrowed with worry as he reflected on their recent experiences. Shadows from their previous encounters hovered around them like specters of dread. After reaching out to Max for guidance once more, they had arranged to meet at an abandoned warehouse rumored to be linked to the hidden rooms. Dusk settled over the city. They made their way through deserted streets that seemed to pulse with unease. Apprehensions crept back into his mind. He couldn't shake off the feeling that they were stepping into something far greater than themselves. Upon arriving at the warehouse, Ava felt a thrill coursing through her veins. The tantalizing mix of fear and exhilaration ignited her adventurous spirit. The entrance loomed before them, a dark maw beckoning them into its depths. Inside was a labyrinth of crumbling walls and debris scattered across the floor, once vibrant echoes of life, now replaced by silence that draped heavily over everything. Axe awaited them in a flickering pool of light cast by his phone screen. His expression was grave as he explained more about the Whisperer's essence, how it guarded secrets steeped in darkness, but also knowledge that could shatter perceptions of reality itself. He spoke cautiously about those who sought this knowledge yet paid dearly for their curiosity, and he had lost themselves forever within labyrinthine shadows. Ava listened intently. Each word resonated deep within her soul like a drumbeat urging her forward, despite the risks laid bare before her. Slightly apart, tension radiating from him as he struggled against his instinctual urge to retreat. With determination etched across her face, Ava proposed searching for another video stream rumored to harbor deeper truths about the Whisperer's origins and motives. Axe exchanged wary glances with Ali, but ultimately agreed seeking clarity amid chaos became paramount now. They ventured further inside the warehouse, where echoes ricocheted off rusty metal beams while distant sounds whispered through cracks in walls. They felt almost alive beneath layers of dust gathering like memories long forgotten, as Ava guided them toward an area where she believed an obscure connection might lie waiting among remnants of discarded technology strewn throughout desolate spaces. They stumbled upon an old computer still humming softly amidst decay. Untouched by time yet pulsated with energy waiting for someone brave enough, or perhaps foolish enough, to unlock its secrets. Eagerly, he maneuvered through its outdated interface, while Max leaned closer, peering over her shoulder, intent on uncovering whatever lay hidden within this relic, lost along forgotten paths leading toward answers once deemed unreachable. Flickered momentarily, before settling on a grainy image depicting a swirling mass of shadows caught in eternal motion. Chilling whispers echoed faintly from somewhere, deep within obscured realms, beyond comprehension. Suddenly the room chilled significantly. Goosebumps prickled up both Ava's arms and Ali's spine alike as if unseen forces began stirring restlessly around them, urging caution, while simultaneously coaxing forth insatiable curiosity. Gathering strength together, they pressed play. Hearts racing as fragmented visuals painted distorted landscapes before their eyes, each frame pulling them deeper into realms unknown, filled solely by echoing voices murmuring secrets layered intricately beneath surface illusions crafted carefully over lifetimes spent wandering aimlessly without purpose. And then there it was, a fleeting glimpse caught between moments. A shadowy figure flitted across the screen, before disappearing entirely into darkness, leaving nothing but lingering questions hanging heavily in silence surrounding them all. Max gasped quietly while he clenched his fists nervously, their breaths synchronized, rhythmically shared amongst growing dread, culminating at last. A sense washed over Ava, a whisper promising revelation mingled closely with ominous foreboding, shrouded thickly around uncertainty, pressing against unrelenting resolve held tightly so near. Sensing vulnerability nestled somewhere deep inside herself amid this turmoil, she steadied herself, taking slow, measured breaths, drawing courage even when doubts threatened to undermine conviction, pulsing ever stronger onward toward discovery awaiting just ahead. In that suffocating moment, suspended between anticipation mingling dangerously close desperation, lurking unseen, the choice lay heavy upon all three souls, entwined irrevocably together, seeking answers, knowing full well consequences loomed larger than anything previously. During spiraling descent down rabbit holes, filled only shadows beckoning forth ever more ceaselessly from depths, calling forth secrets better left untouched. Chapter 7. Finding the Whisperer. The atmosphere in Ava's room felt charged with an electrifying tension as they reconvened with Max. Night had fallen, casting long shadows that played tricks on their minds. Ava paced back and forth, her heart thumping in her chest like a war drum, while he sat at the edge of her bed, anxiety etched across his features. They had just shared their unnerving experiences since watching The Whisperer, counting sleepless nights plagued by haunting visions, and Chapter 8. A final choice. In the dim glow of Ava's room, shadows danced across the walls, remnants of the chaos that had enveloped their lives since watching The Whisperer. Oppressive silence blanketed the space, suffocating yet strangely comforting. Ava sat at her desk, fingers hovering over the keyboard as she contemplated what lay ahead. He paced restlessly nearby, his brow furrowed with worry. The tension between them crackled like static electricity. They had witnessed too many uncanny occurrences that twisted reality into something unrecognizable. Objects in their homes moved inexplicably. Dreams haunted by distorted images plagued their nights. The weight of paranoia settling heavily on his chest as he wrestled with doubts about his own sanity. Heart thudded in her chest, a war raging within her. Curiosity continued to pull her toward the abyss while caution whispered for her to retreat. He recalled Max's words about unseen forces, guarding knowledge best left undiscovered, a warning echoing persistently in her mind. She turned to Ali. She saw fear etched onto his face. It mirrored her own internal struggle. His voice broke through the heavy silence, filled with urgency and concern about what they had delved into, an invitation to darkness that could lead them astray. He was no longer just a passive observer in this chilling tale. She felt transformed by it all, a vessel yearning for truth, despite its horrific implications. Each story shared, and each eerie encounter only stoked the flames of determination burning inside her soul. He recalled how close they'd come to understanding The Whisperer, the mysteries hidden behind layers of digital folklore, tantalizingly out of reach. Surrendering now would mean giving up not only on their quest but also on herself, a thought so unbearable that it ignited resolve within her once more. With a deep breath, Ava voiced what lingered at the forefront of her mind. Perhaps embracing uncertainty was part of uncovering such secrets, a gamble worth taking even if it meant facing unimaginable consequences head-on. His met hers, an unspoken understanding passed between them as he recognized this shift within Ava's spirit, an adventurous flame reigniting where doubt once lingered. They gathered their resolve and prepared for one final plunge into darkness, ready to confront the Whisperer again, but this time equipped with newfound courage forged from shared experiences, and fierce loyalty standing tall against unseen. It's lurking nearby. They reconnected with Max online, sharing intentions for another venture into YouTube's enigmatic depths. Both felt an electric charge fill the air around them, a promise echoing through uncertainty still looming ahead. Countdown began. The clock ticked relentlessly toward inevitable confrontation, where whispers echoed louder than ever before. Ruths waiting anxiously behind veils shrouded in secrecy. Paths leading closer toward an answer, intertwined with perilous choices threatening everything they held dear, just as they prepared themselves for what awaited beyond. Illuminated screens cloaked in shadows lurking beneath surfaces. Unseen, a final choice loomed before them. Abandon their quest or embrace whatever dark revelations awaited beyond that threshold, marked by curiosity fused tightly with dread. In hushed anticipation mingling fear with exhilaration, they reached out together towards infinity, as tendrils of whispers wrapped around them, lingering long after everything else fell silent.